Big things are happening, and even more big things are happening very soon. But before I tell you all about those, we have to rewind to 2020, late 2020, and I had just released a video on how to sing and scream like Periphery's Spencer Sotelo. A few weeks after I released that video, I got an Instagram message from Spencer. Before I knew it, we were making an in-depth course on singing, screaming, and vocal production in which Spencer was showing me how he did everything.
That was pretty nailed.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like a little bit more compression.
I really took more of the role as a student. Yeah, as a vocal coach, but as a student in that particular setting. It was an amazing experience. And after working with Spencer, something kind of unexpected, but really cool, happened in my head. I was feeling all sorts of new things happen with my voice, and I was super excited about it. I know how Spencer's showing me how he's doing these things. And I know what it feels like when I experiment with my own voice. But what's really going on? What's really going on here? I've even had cameras jammed down my throat. That was cool too. Now that's really interesting. But I began to get more and more curious as to how, on a broader scale, this harsh vocal thing works. How are people able to do this tour after tour, year after year, and get this kind of stamina and sound out of their voices? I can't do it yet. I'm learning, but yeah, I'm learning which sensations to lean into and all those things, but I want to know more. And then Elizabeth from The Charismatic Voice released that throat camera video with Will.
Okay, good. Go for it.
What is going on? It just blew my mind to hear what Will was doing and to see how physically unaffected he was after he was doing it. And yeah, I'd heard harsh vocals like that before, but it was something about the way the things were presented in that video that just, it threw me over the edge. So, my curiosity drove me to reach out to The Charismatic Voice. And one thing led to another, and before I knew it, we were doing a course with Will, Elizabeth, and myself, where Will was showing us what he was doing to get his sounds. I could have him in the room making the noises. I could be in the same room with him making noises. He could give me feedback on things. And it was a life-changing experience working on that project with them. Through that experience and lots of mindful practicing, I could feel amazing new things happening in my voice and in my creativity as a result. But I wasn't satisfied, and I'm still not satisfied. After diving in head first to the realms of harsh vocals, doing lots of vocal analysis videos on this channel where I'm continuing to learn from these vocalists that I'm pouring into, having other vocalists right here in the studio showing me other things, all been amazing learning experiences. But when Elizabeth and The Charismatic Voice announced their Kickstarter project, I knew I had to be involved. I wanted more answers. I wanted to continue to learn, to continue to build into my own voice. This is going to be an incredible opportunity. For one, my buddy Spencer is one of the vocalists they're studying. They're putting him through all the tests that Will got to go through. So having spent so much time with Spencer, hearing him sing, singing him sing, having me instruct him on how he gets his sounds, now I get to see with data and science how things are happening. That's going to be completely groundbreaking for me being able to do the things that he taught me how to do with my own voice. And I get to be involved too. I get to have the same tests that were done on Will, that will be done on Spencer, and these other artists. Elizabeth and I will undergo these same tests. I get my voice examined, analyzed. I get to have the camera put down my throat. I get to have the needles stuck in my throat. So I will have an even greater understanding of how my voice is working. Yeah, I feel how my voice is working. Yeah, I've studied my own voice and been intensely introspective, and that has allowed me to do some amazing things. And I've taught lots of people how to do the same. But my understanding of my own voice is about to get way deeper, which is going to help me teach even better. It's going to help me sing better as well. I cannot express how excited I am for this opportunity. My very first car was a 1984 Dodge Colt with a strange 8-speed manual transmission and no tachometer. I loved that car. It was a really fun car to drive. that because it had no tachometer, I was missing data on what I was actually doing to that engine. I would always shift. I had fun with it, but I would always shift a little bit more timidly because I was afraid of ruining something. Like, I don't know where red line is. I don't know if I'm red line. I just have to go completely off of feel. But I'm not really sure what's going on under the hood, and so I'm not that confident that I'm not going to do anything. Once I finally got a manual transmission car with a tachometer in it, I knew where redline was. I could square the sounds and the feel of the engine and the shifting with what I was seeing on the tachometer and know how hard I could push the car. I could safely drive that car in a more aggressive way. Seeing the data, knowing what's going on in the vocal tract with these sounds has the potential to make any practicing vocalist way more confident. There are several tiers that help you build confidence as you're learning something new. The first is when you see other people doing those things in a healthy and awesome way. That gives you confidence. That's inspirational. Next, when you take that inspiration and you feel a sense of victory when you're able to do even just a small fraction of what that other individual who inspires you is able to do with your own voice. And above that, it's when that person that you are actually studying is in the room with you saying, "Oh yeah, that's pretty cool, but try this. Lean into this and lean away from this." So they're directly coaching you in how to do something, and then you have victories through that. And then that guy or that girl that you've been watching gets examined, and you get to see more than they even know about how they're getting their sounds. Yes, the more we know about how these sounds are made, the more we can confidently study and explore our own voices. I am so excited for what I consider to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be involved in this type of project with the Charismatic Voice. You can be involved too. If you follow the link in the pinned comment or video description, you can contribute and be a part of this vocal research. There's also options for you to get your own scream analyzed. Yeah, you can record something, you can send that in, and you can get an analysis done of your scream with the help of the other data that we're collecting from the other vocalists. A huge learning opportunity for you. Thanks for listening to my story. If you'd like to hear more information about Elizabeth's journey, go to this video and be sure to stop by the Kickstarter page, again in the pinned comment or the video description of this video. We'll see you for more.